Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. We're back on Friday, finally trying to get certain things situated so I can get my story time back on schedule. We're back on the story Keeper, and we're on chapter 11. I'm going to wait for some people to come in. Had to come on a little earlier because I just found out my partner's son is only going to school for half a day today. So I want to get this out there, get y'all support. And this is a young adult fantasy. Um, it's about magic. A 100-year-old, 200-year-old witch attacks her 16-year-old bookworm, Lainey Styles. She's determined to find a logical explanation. That's what it's about. The author is by Kim Chance. If you haven't ordered you a copy, make sure you order you a copy of this book. And guess what, guys? It's Friday. Y'all not excited it's Friday? And also, the book Seeker just come out September 10th. That is the sequel of The Keeper. You want to also order you a copy of that. Make sure you read and understand all of Keeper before you start reading Seeker. But it's good to have the collection and go and have it. And have your own copy, your own library of it. When you come in, make sure you hit the like button. Somebody peeked in, they left. Hurry back. Got to come on and stay on in order to know what my channel's about. Hit that like button and comment a hello. And make sure you click the bell so you don't miss other live streams to come. We're on chapter 11. Wait till some people come in. There's no need to start when there ain't nobody on here yet. I was just on my Facebook. My best friend's about to do a set up a live call for all the people that's on the team, that's promoters with Lavelle Thrive. If y'all want more information, we'll discuss this toward the end of my video. All I'm going to say to that is you send me a PM in Messenger in private under my account, Lisa Funderburk, and we'll go from there. It's changing many lives with their health, how they're living. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in. We're about to get ready. I'm waiting on some more people to try to come on. If people's on, you can be sure on your list, on your channel, send them to my channel. We help build each other up on everybody's channel. And whoever subscribed me, I want to give a shout out and say thank you. I had a new subscriber. I don't know if I got it yesterday or this week, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when I figure out who that subscriber is, if I haven't subscribed you, I will return the favor. I'll like your videos, I'll comment on your videos, and I'll also help you grow your channel. I'll subscribe to your channel. This book is very deep. When I first started reading it, when I first ordered it, I had to go back and read it a couple times to get the feel, the connection of the characters. Sometimes it's hard just to buy a book. One thing, the title's got to speak out to you. If the title don't make sense or speak out to you, you're not going to really want to read that book. But as I flipped it over to back and I started reading some of the summary of it, it made a lot of sense. Wow, yeah, a lot of people's going to like this book. Once you start reading it, you can't really put it down. And we're on chapter 11. I took a break, over a month's break, pretty much of July, because I needed to do things and sort things out with myself. And sometimes it's good to take a break from your channel, live streams, in order to do that. So that's what I did. I had to get in tune with myself. I had to deal with other family issues. I had deaths of a friend. Somebody passed away. I had an uncle that passed away last month. So I was dealing with a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I was trying to be positive-minded with it. Even though it hurt, the grieving of losing that friend or that loved one, we still have to go on. I couldn't let that break me down. I had to still go on and figure out, okay, I can't let this grief keep me down. You know, I had to keep figuring out how to move on. And that's what I've been doing. I put up certain updates. Why I wasn't on, I took a little break. Like I said, everybody needs their me time and a break. I'm refreshed now. I'm back. There's certain days. Um, my partner had to miss work. He had to go have eye surgery. He had a piece of metal that got in his eye. Whew. Luckily, he's got cataracts really bad in both eyes. He's going to have to eventually have surgery again. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I've been going through a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I didn't share on the update. But since I'm back, I don't mind sharing it with you all. But I'm back. I'm refreshed. I'm more confident more than ever. So I hope you all enjoy the keeper. When you come in, make sure you hit the like button and say a friendly hello so I know who you are. We're on chapter 11. It says, hello, a pair of fingers snapped in front of my face. Earth to Styles, come in, Styles. I blinked several times before Maggie's face came into view. I recognized the row of lockers behind her head. Now, Maggie is the artist. She likes to draw and get into comic books. She's all about comic books. The artist type world, the magical world of being an artist. I like Maggie too. Lainey is my favorite character. So is Maggie. You're going to get to figure out and decipher who's your favorite character in this book as we go along. I blinked several times before Maggie's face came into view. I recognized the row of lockers behind her head and the chatter from people moving past to confirm that we were still in the hallways, in the exact same spot we'd been standing when I saw Josephine. Are you okay? Maggie was staring at me, one eyebrow raised. I nodded my head. Yeah, sorry. I glanced around for Josephine, but she was gone. Just vanished. She was gone. Good morning, Dave. Hope your Friday's going well for you. I nodded my head. Yeah, sorry. I glanced around for Josephine, but she's gone. Wonder where she went. What happened to her? I just saw Josephine again. She showed me another vision or whatever just now. Maggie's face brightened. What did she say? What did you see? She was hiding on the run from the people that attacked her family. Do y'all remember that when she was hiding? And before, in the other couple chapters back, they thought she died and got killed and murdered. She was hiding from the ones that attacked her family. Just refresh your memory because it has been a while since I got to do story time again. And I'm back at it. Maggie gripped my arms, already deeply engrossed in the telling. She didn't really want to talk about it. It was her lover, or her husband, I think, I continued. Josephine thought, he's been murdered like the others, but he managed to escape. And Maggie demanded, what happened next? I won't let anyone hurt you, Joe. The words echoed in my ears, and a hot flush crept up my neck as the corresponding images rippled through my thoughts. It was uncomfortable being so present in someone else's tender moment, especially considering my own experience in the love department was limited at best. I shrugged. Nothing. They just reconnected, that's all. Reconnect. Oh, Maggie's knowing grin made the fire under my skin burn ever hotter. Thankfully, she didn't press me further. She's obviously showing you these things on purpose. Why? Why, though? I feel like she's trying to tell me something, I said, but I have no idea what. I feel like she's trying to tell me something. Well, all the more reason for us to check out that super moon, right? I nodded, right. I was doing some research earlier, and the shrill clang of the bell cut me off. I groaned. That red glaring sea from earlier flashed in my mind. I guess it is chemistry first, paranormal investigation later. Maggie looped her arm through mine as we headed toward the science lab. I'll hold you to that, Styles. I laughed. I'm counting on it. It's getting more deeper in. They're finding mysteries of certain things. And these are certain things that we have to break into to really get to understand about this little mystery thing with Josephine and Megan Styles. They're trying to uncover this. I am refreshed. That's what this Lavelle Thrive is doing for me. All the inspiring, the team, everybody's helping. I mean, it's still going a little slow, a little bit, but it's going to happen. It's just going to take a while. Because still a lot of people are skeptical about it. They don't understand. They don't know what it is. But they will eventually. And it's just me being in a positive frame of mind. I have to get out of that negative cycle. I was negative there for a while. Even going live, I just didn't show it. It's what they call blocking it. You can block things. You shouldn't block it. Let it flow so you can better the heal from something that's causing your blockage. You have to let go of certain attachments. I've learned to do that. And that's helping my glow come about as well. Being honest with myself more. Learning to love me more. Do what's making me happy and going for it. All these people trying to hold me back. They're not going to do it. On Friday night, when we pulled into the parking lot at the cemetery, the sky was dotted with stars. The moon was a big, shining orb in the sky, despite the thick layer of fog that had settled over the grounds. A drooping magnolia trees loomed eerily over the pathways and headstones, and Spanish moss hung from the low branches. The tendrils of ivy wound around the wrought iron gate that surrounded the premises, and everything looked gothic and full of mystery. The graveyard was spectacularly spooky, the perfect location for contacting a ghost. Ooh. It looks like something right out of the Edgar Allan Poe's Take a Mystery Imagination, I said, scrunching my nose. Doesn't it, though? Maggie beamed, peering eagerly out the window. It is certainly creepy enough. This is one of the oldest cemeteries in the state, Maggie said. I looked it up, and there are stones here that date back to the 1700s. Wow, that is an old stone that far back. Exactly. That's the negative energies trying to push my positive energy away. I'm powerful enough I can fight that. I can reverse all that around. And the steps to learn is I have to believe it, accept it, keep my mind in that positive state of mind, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's just going to take me a little bit. It's going to take me a little bit. But everybody sees my drive. They're like, how do you got so much drive and you ain't really started yet? This one girl PM'd me. She saw it on my best friend Live's post. I said, well, there's a will, there's always a way. You keep striving. You got to strive and keep working it in order to go thriving. A lot of people don't understand that. I said, you'll see. You might not see it yet, honey, but you'll see it. Keep reading my posts. Go to my YouTube channel. And when you watch me live, what do you see when you see me first come on? When I do my introduction going live, what does everybody see? There's a change. Before I took my break, I know y'all seen some pain. You seen me try to block it. I kept trying to do my channel, but you still seen it. There were some days it didn't show. Some days it did. Some days a lot of negative energy kept trying to push me out. It kept trying to wreck my channel. But you see, I'm back and I'm full force going back at it again. But that wasn't why I took a break. I had to do that for my own self. I had to get myself back in my mind mentally. If I can't get this back mentally, all else is going to be all negative. The rest of it is going to be negative. Our mind is a powerful thing, and we have to work at it every day. One day you're feeling good, next day, why was I feeling like that yesterday? It's just negative energy just trying to wreck your faith, and you got to rebuke them out. You don't need them negative forces and energy your way. You can turn all that around to positive, and things will start going smoother again for you. If anybody in your family, in your circle, people's going to see it. They're going to witness it. My channel, me going live, it shows. It shows. I'm telling you. I'm letting people see it. Show and tell. That's what people want to see. Show and tell. Evidence, results. 1,700 years old it goes back from these creepy cemeteries. Whew. That is kind of scary there a little bit. I just can't believe it's that old. I mean, really that old. They go back into the 1700s, really. My guess is if there's anywhere we'll find Josephine, it is here. Now come on. It is time to track down a ghost. It does look promising, I said, trying to ignore the way my stomach was churning. Maggie stopped right outside the main gate and slung off her backpack. She began pulling things from inside: flashlights, a mirror, several pieces of chalk, matches, salt. Oh, I'm hoping this might be one of my answers on my journey right here. I just got a message. But I have to get that after this, is right now. My live stream is just as important as me doing that. I've been doing this longer. Several pieces of chalk, matches, the salt. Oh boy. Candles, a thick white crystal on a string, and arranging them neatly on the pavement. Whoa, Mary Poppins, I said, staring at the supplies. What is all this? I've done a lot of reading on supermoons, but nothing I read mentioned the arsenal Maggie was assembling. She rolled her eyes. Contacting the spirit world is complicated, Styles. I wasn't sure what we need. I had to come prepared. Right, I guess I didn't know that. I did pan for dummies wasn't exactly high on my reading list. Maggie glared at me for a minute before turning her attention back for supplies. She pulled a composition book from her bag, flipped to a page, and covered it in her messy scrawl. Just give me a few minutes to make sure I've got it all in order. Kicking loose pieces of gravel with my shoes, I walked toward a dilapidated picnic table off to the side of the main gate. The magnolia trees were blowing in the wind, casting strange shadows on the slabs of wood. I sat with my hand in a silver of moonlight, watching the shadows dance across my skin. My stomach was in knots, and my hands and feet tingle with nervous energy. I began to run the facts through my mind, everything I gleaned about supermoons, and then every little detail I recalled from the visions of Josephine. You're doing this to find the answers, I reminded myself. Don't be a chicken shit, Laney. I shook my shoulders out and took a deep breath. She had to take that deep breath. She started getting a little bit doubts there. Y'all see it? She started getting some doubts a little bit there. She's got to accept it in order to get the answers from where she's at and what she's up to. Thank you, David. I can only do my best and pray. Keep praying. I stay in prayer, keeping my faith. I can only do my best. I've also been lining up writing projects. I got two emails this morning from them, but I haven't checked it yet. I'm kind of nervous. My gut just told me to go for it. Send the email to this person about the job I want to do. I want to write for to be a guest post. They say that's a good thing to start off, and you can get paid. It's not a lot, but it's to get your foot in the door and to get your information out there. You're building like a fan page, sort of like, and you're putting your work out there. I'm trying that. And it's another blogging thing that I'm trying. So there's different other things that I'm doing along with this other. I'm trying to get other things under my belt right now. Once I do that, I can get my foot in the door more. That's my problem. I got to get more experience, which I wrote many blogs. I got many blog pages, my own free account set up, but they want natural work. They don't want things that you did on the other blogs. They want to be all fresh and natural. So I sent them another fresh piece through my email. Had to go through it in steps. What does this job mean to me? What I want out of this job? It's like they were doing sort of like an interview through my email, and that was weird. I had to send and attach a piece of my work to them, so keep your fingers crossed. I am a little nervous on that, but it's all positive. Just a little nervous is all. Whew. When one door closes, something don't work, I try to go through another door. That's what I'm doing. I'm constantly researching, keying, trying to find what fits in my writing criteria. She called her chicken shit. She's very blunt. Whatever Josephine had to tell me, I needed to be ready. I jumped off the table, turned to head back toward Maggie when I noticed that a figure was making its way toward me. My heart reacted before my brain did, jolting in my chest. The cemetery didn't get a whole lot of foot traffic during the day, and I doubted the evening hours were any different. Panic glanced through me, and my mind immediately began imagining a scene from Law and Order. I almost yelled for Maggie, but the words caught in my throat. There was something familiar about the strong set of his shoulders. I was sure it was a guy, and the way he shifted his weight from one foot to the other. Tension stretched across his back, and I watched as he reached up and entwined both his hands behind his neck. A gesture I've seen Garrett make on several occasions when he was thinking hard. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in. As he came closer, I got a better look at his face. Ty. Y'all remember who Ty is? He's a ghost. It took me a little bit to go back a couple of chapters. He was actually a ghost. He stopped and trained his eyes on me. He was wearing a plain white t-shirt over a pair of worn jeans and looking more like James Dean than anyone had a right to. My heart began to race. I gulped. Hey, I managed to speak out. Ty took a few steps closer to the table and nodded. Hey, he replied, his expression changing to a smile. He's always had that smile about him. He sat down on the picnic table. What are you doing here? I raised an eyebrow. I could ask you the same question. Ty shrugged. I like to go for walks in the evening. It helps me clear my mind. And a cemetery is your idea of a good place for a leisurely stroll? A strange expression crossed Ty's face. I couldn't place it, and it was quickly replaced by his usual half smile. Why not? A beam of light cut through the darkness, landing on Ty's face. He squinted and raised a hand. Oh, it is you, Maggie said, walking over her flashlight, still aimed at his face. What are you doing here, pretty face? My cheeks flamed. Maggie. What? Maggie looked at me for a second, and then trained her eyes back on Ty. Seriously? What are you doing here? Just walking. It is a beautiful night, Ty gestured to the sky. The full moon was a silver orb shining brightly against the velvet backdrop of the night sky. Uh-huh, Maggie said. Well, if you're here, you might as well help. She tossed in one of the flashlights and gave me an obvious wink. Come on. Ty grabbed the flashlight out of the air. And what exactly are we doing? We're doing research, I blurted out, for a history project. There was no way I was about to admit the real reasons behind our visit to the graveyard. Maggie snorted, but it didn't contradict me. She just rolled her eyes and gave me a look that said, Really, Styles? I pushed past her and walked through the front gate. I wasn't sure how I was going to explain Maggie's bag of supplies or keep Ty from thinking we were both complete nut jobs, but I was determined to try. I moved through the headstones, reading off the names in my head as I passed. Laney. I jumped, a cool shiver cascading down my spine. The voice whispered again in my ear, Laney. I twisted my head back and forth a few times before I saw her. Josephine was standing under a tall tree, waving her arms. Her eyes were wide and her lips were moving, but no sound came out. The look on her face set an alarm bell off in my head. You okay? Ty was at my shoulder, silhouetted by the moonlight. Yeah, sorry, I said as Josephine blinked back into the shadows. I thought I saw something. I wasn't sure what else to say. Well, we are in a graveyard, Ty said with a smile. Though it didn't reach his eyes, maybe it was a ghost. I swallowed. Yeah, maybe. You have no idea how right you are. I waited for a few seconds, but Josephine didn't repeat. I headed toward Maggie, a feeling gnawing at my mind. Something was wrong. Laney. This time her voice was as light as the wind, barely above. Well, hello there, Wayne. How's your Friday morning? Hope it's well for you. Get this page flipped over here. Now, this story is just getting deeper and deeper and better. A whisper, but with a resonating undercurrent that made my entire body tense. Thank you for hitting the like button. Good morning and sending love light to you all. Josephine, I whispered into the darkness. I was trying not to panic, but the look I seen on her face was concerning. A layer of goosebumps popped up, coating my skin. The air itself seemed suspended, as if it was nothing. Mags, I broke off. A strange pressure wrapped around me and I couldn't breathe. My heart thumped in my chest and every nerve cell in my body prickled. What's wrong? Maggie appeared at my side. It took all my effort to respond. The pressure squeezed me like a vice. I don't know, I managed to whisper, but I saw her. Josephine's here. Maggie's eyebrows shot up. That's great. The pressure lessened, but uneasiness still coursed through me. No, something's wrong. It was like she was trying to talk to me but couldn't. I don't know, Mags. The look on her face was something's not right. You guys okay? Ty appeared beside us and we both jumped. Holy crap, kittens, Maggie squeaked, smacking Ty with her hand. Don't you know not to creep up on someone in the middle of a cemetery? Sorry, wasn't trying to scare you. I tried to laugh, but it came out breathy and high pitched, cringing. I gave a little shrug and started walking toward another section of the cemetery. Maybe if I'm alone, she'll come back. Glanced behind me to make sure I was out of earshot. I whispered, Josephine, are you there? Though the moon was high in the sky, the trees in this part of the cemetery were dense and looming, not letting much light. Another shiver darted down my back, and with shaky hands I reached in my back pocket for the flashlight. I shoved there. I clicked on the power. The beam of light was solid for a few seconds before flickering and going out. What the hell? I tapped the flashlight against the palm of my hand and clicked the button a few more times. Nothing. It was completely dead. I turned around, but it had become so dark I could hardly set 2 feet in front of me. The hair on the back of my neck stood up, and my breathing seemed to echo back at me across the eerie, quiet grove of the trees. Though I could hear their voices further away than I thought, I couldn't see Maggie or Ty from where I was standing. Too far, Styles. A little too far. I shook my head and turned back the way I come. I'm going to get back to Maggie, and we're going to get the hell out of here. We're going to... The breath caught in my throat, and I stared at the ground, my eyes refusing to accept the sight. A long, thick vine was creeping toward me, slithering like a snake across the grass. Oh boy. That ain't good. That can't be good. Yeah, this whole book is about magic and ghosts. It's getting deeper between Maggie, Styles, Ty, and Laney. It's getting deeper. And we're on chapter 11 now. You're seeing things, the ever faithful voice of reasoning whispered, but I shook my head. No, this was real. The realization barely registered when the vine jerked toward me, snapping and twisting as if it was wrapped around my ankle and yanked me forward. I landed hard on my backside. All the winds knocked out of me. Another thick vine wrapped around my arm and encircled my hand and wrist. I shrieked and kicked at the vine, but it was too fast and too strong. Using the flashlights in my free hand as a weapon, I tried to bludgeon the vine holding my wrist. The tree above me swayed its limbs, moving like a pupper master working his marionette. I screamed as one of the branches dipped down and wrapped around my waist, yanking me to my feet. It pulled me toward the thick trunk of the tree. The vines tightened around my arms and legs. Laney, a voice called, but it sounded a million miles away. Help! I wailed, struggling against the tree. Hot tears burned my eyes, and I blinked rapidly, trying to clear them. The trunk of the tree was vibrating, and the rough bark against my back was hot, like the surface of an oven. Wind whipped through my hair, and I swore I heard laughter in the leaves, so they enveloped me. Please, I choked out, please let me go. The tree responded by squeezing me tighter. I cried out, and the movement created painful pressure in my chest. I'm going to die. I tried to move to scream, but every cell in my body was wailing in pain. The tree held me so tight that I couldn't have moved if I wanted to. The branches continued to loop over my body, the leaves coursed against my skin, and it was getting harder to breathe. The vines ripped across me. My brain hurled the image of a boa constrictor in front of my eyes, and it was then that I knew I'm already dying. Uncontrollable tears gushed down my cheeks as I waited for the inevitable. The branches got tighter. The tree isn't going to suffocate you like a boat. It's going to kill you from lack of blood circulation to your vital organs. The voice in my head spoke like a teacher giving a lecture. No emotion, just the cold hard facts. Your circulatory system is malfunctioning. Your blood pressure is dropping, and your CNL pressure is skyrocketing. Your blood cells are beginning to close. Landing, the voice was closer this time, but I knew by the time they reached me, it would be too late. Your heart is going to give out. It won't be long now. No, my voice was strained, and the cry was barely audible. No, I don't want to die tonight. I fought against the calm, scientific voice. No. Warm blood bloomed in the pit of my stomach and began to spread throughout my body. I will not die tonight. Every part of me screamed in agony as both pain and heat surged through my veins. I will not die tonight, she says. Ain't that something? I opened my mouth and with the last breath in my lungs screamed into the darkness, no. A brilliant flash of green light exploded in front of my eyes, responding to my call. It lit up the dark space like a firework, and with a blast of cold air, I slammed into the grass. The tree had released me. My chest was on fire, and I gasped neatly, crying out as blood returned to my deadened limbs. A wave of nausea rolled in my stomach, and I turned my head, vomiting in the grass. I wanted to lie there until the pounding in my head eased, but I forced myself to move, crawling as best as I could. My arms and legs were tingling. The same feeling as when you knock your funny bone or you sleep on your arm the wrong way. Every inch sent a spasm of pain through me. I clenched my teeth and kept crawling. A shadow crossed over me, and something strong reached down and gripped my wrist, pulling me to my feet. I thrashed wildly, and I tried to pull away, but the hold was firm and unyielding. Warm hands, my brain quietly supplied. Not mine, but my mind was a separate entity from the rest of me. All I could focus on was the panic coursing through me. Laney, it's just me. Open your eyes. The voice screaming at me was gruff, and my heart fluttered as if I recognized the sound. But it wasn't enough. Please, not again, I whimpered, waiting for the tree to claim me once again more. The hands around my arms tightened. Damn it, Laney, open your eyes. My body obeyed, and my eyes shot open. A pair of wide, concerned eyes were peering back at me. My heart thumped, but the tremors that shook my body were more powerful, and the panic that held me captive was only gaining strength. Tears burned my eyes as I stared, uncomprehending, into those blue eyes. Don't worry, I've got you. You're safe. You're safe. His story is really getting deeper. Somebody saved her from that tree, from that evil force. That's what it is. It's an evil, negative type of curse. It's like a type of dark magic that was trying to reel her in through that tree. It's kind of deep how someone can be an author and write a story like that. That's kind of it's deep how they can do that, and then the light basically come and rescue her, pulled her back out. That's awesome. The tiny voice in my head whispered those words in my ear. But before I had time to process them, the hands that held me pulled me forward and wrapped around me. I resisted, pushing and twisting against my capture, my fingernails taking against the solid wall of flesh. Ty tightened his grip. It's okay, Laney, I've got you. Ty? The echo in my ears made my heart begin to pound. I smelled spearmint. Ty, my mind whispered louder. This time it was starting to reconnect with the rest of my body. I stopped struggling. My senses were returning to me. And when I realized I was cocooned in the safety of Ty's arms, instead of waiting for an intimate death, I nearly collapsed, my hand twisted in the front of the shirt. Laney. The sound of my name echoed in the breeze that blew through my hair. Laney. Please, I whispered against the fabric of Ty's shirt, my eyes squeezed shut. I just want to understand. I could tell from the vibrations in his chest that Ty was speaking, but I couldn't make out the words. Please, I whispered again. Icy but hesitant fingers gripped my shoulders. The holding sure I wasn't afraid. I just want to understand. I whispered again. The acquiescence and permission in my voice was clear. The fingers tightened and I was yanked out of Ty's arms and into oblivion. Oblivion. I get that right in a minute. And on chapter 12, it's going to be going back discussing on Josephine. Wow. That was some deep chapter 11 there. What do y'all think about that? What do you think is going on with Laney there? Do you think that she's trying to trust Ty? Do you think she's still afraid? We know she wants to understand about this ghost she's worrying about. Do you think Ty is trying to keep reconnecting with her, but she's blocking it? She's not tuning into it? Something she's afraid of? She's showing fear? What do y'all think on that note? That's exactly right. They couldn't take a hold of her. She was in the light. And the light controls the evilness, the darkness. The light always wins in the end. I really believe that. That is so amazing. And the more I keep reading it, it's starting to open my eyes. Maybe something about this book that I blocked. I don't study dark magic, but sometimes you got to research it to know what all actually it is, so you know to be prepared if something comes up your way, you can rebuke it and block it. It's some deep stuff. This is some deep stuff in this book. I'm just amazed at Kim Chance. She's just a wonderful author. And now she's got The Secret at it come out the 10th of this month. It's going to be published out the 10th, but it's pretty much out. You can order it. She's done some giveaways. You can order it on her channel, on Facebook. She's got her own little book club thing. I'm signed on to it. I still connect with her very much so on Twitter, on my YouTube, her YouTube channel. We stay connected. She's very good. Now she's working more on her next book project. She's getting more into fantasy. This here, and Seeker was a young adult fantasy. She's going straight into fantasy now. She has really moved up. She is really completed a lot of dreams of her goals, and I really look up to her. She's really amazing. Whoever just come in, make sure you hit the like button. We just read through the whole chapter 11 of the book Keeper, and the author's by Kim Chance. And it's a great, deep story. And if you missed it, you'll just have to go back and, I guess, review it. And we will be on chapter 12. If you all want me to go a little further, just comment. If you want to stop right here and we'll just cut up and goof off and just have a little bit of chatting time, we can do that too. It's up to you all. You all is the one that's helping my channel grow. Each time you take the time and you hear what I have to say, or you listen to story time, that's helping me grow. That's helping me get still more watch time hours, even though I have a lot of watch time hours already. I still hasn't reached the 4,000 mark yet, because I still got to hit that 1,000 subscribers. You all show your love and support my channel, so I can still make it to that goal for the end of this year to hit my 1,000 subscribers mark. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope you all had a great week so far, and you're having a great Friday morning. It's been a great week for me so far. And like I said, I hope you all had a great week and your Friday's going smooth for you. What some goals are you trying to set before the end of 2019? Do you have any goals written down? You have any that you've done and say you already checked off? That's some things to still focus on. If you don't be organized, you don't take notes, as I said on many of my channels, or set goals, it's going to keep you off balance. You want to stay balanced. Everything you do, I'm learning to balance my life out. I'm learning to balance me out. And you all can better see the change of it. Yep, all you can do is try your best. When one door closes and something don't work, you go through and enter in another energy, just keep rolling off of you. Because when you start going dark, negative, nothing's going to fall in place. You're going to get back off balance. We all want to stay balanced with ourselves, with each other, so we can uplift each other. No matter what it is that you're striving to do, you want to stay balanced. You got to learn how to balance yourself. And things will work a lot smoother you're in. And with other people's in too. Because they're going to like, well, why is she so pumped up? Why is she so happy? She's got a glow. Where's that glow coming from? They're going to question it. They're going to want to know. And you share your story about it. It's like when you do your channels. Some of them's doing their business channels. Some of them's doing story time. Someone's doing prayer. They want to say a prayer for you. Whatever it is. You keep your balance strong. It's going to help your channel keep growing stronger. You get your balance on tact. It's going to help your business grow. Whatever you're doing, it's going to work. Things are not easy on your business, but don't give up. You got to try and with yourself, and that'll help you more with your channel as well. I notice things, they go slow, but then they'll pick back up. It'll pick back up. Just got to give it a little more time. I think you're going to still rock it. I've been sending people, doing a shout out on your business. I'm trying to get people to follow you and check out your channel. They're still, some of them said they already come on there. I don't know, but I've sent out the love and light and sent them to your channel. I'm still doing that. So time is all we have. We're not promised tomorrow. We got to focus on what we can do today. That's the way I look at it. We focus on today, because tomorrow might not be here. And I'm blessed that God answered my prayer. He spared South Carolina again. We could have got hit hard like Bahamas, but God answered my prayer, and many other people. And you all has been spared from this door, and you need to recognize that and give God credit for it. He could have tore South Carolina apart. It could have gotten really ugly. But he spared us, and I give him all the thanks and credit for that. I really do. Prayer is amazing. Prayer is a powerful thing. You got to trust it, believe it, accept it, and keep balance while you're praying also. You had to publish your Hardcore City book. Did you do it? Thank you. So we have to just, what I mean by balance, a lot of people's getting confused about that. Let's get on the subject about balance a minute. I got confused on that when I was taking my break there for a while. What I mean by balance is trying to level your mind out. Sometimes you have to meditate. A lot of people say, oh, meditation don't work. It works. When you're really grounded, I'm not talking about the outside your body. You're grounded with the inside of you, inside the box. You block out all the energies around you, and it's just between you and God or what you're trying to balance out. It works. You just got to trust it, believe it, and accept it works. You can find out things you never found out before. That was one of my problems, was fear, rejection, worrying about what other people saying. She ain't going to get nowhere. She's full of shit. I ignore that. I close that door and I keep going. Because when you let all that in while you're trying to balance yourself, it's going to throw you completely off your balance scale. It's going to throw you off. Because all that negative feeding's coming in on you trying to bring out the positive. It's going to connect with all this negative stuff, and it's going to throw you off balance. You got to keep that balance and keep working on that. Focus on you. Focus on what your desires are, and you're going to grow. And excuse me for my language, but I'm going to say it because I'm blunt. Fuck what the other people saying is trying to drag you down. You do what your gut tells you. Your instinct tells you to do it. You got chills, you got this strong belief, then you better do it. Don't block it. Let go of that fear. That's attachment. When you let go of fear, you can grow. I kept clinging on to fear. That was my problem. That's why I couldn't grow with my book or couldn't finish. I put my 3-year rough draft book on the back burner because I got stuck. I had no support. I'm going full force now. Me, my own author, myself, excuse me, going full force with it. Going all angles. Okay, this one ain't working. I'm going to go here. Maybe such and such. This lady here help me. She can get my foot in the door. That didn't work. I go somewhere else. I keep going. Does it get me down a little bit? Yeah, but I shake it off because I can't get my mind in that negative frame. I got to stay positive. That's what's keeping me, and it'll also keep you all on balance. You got to know how to tap into that. And once you do, you learn to love yourself. When you can learn to accept the things you can change, but things you cannot, you're going to grow. And your business is going to grow more that way as well, Wayne. We have fear that wants to block us. This fear wants to keep us from doing what we love to do. And also, a lot of people don't believe it. The devil's all about negative. He wants you to fail. He wants you to lose and be a loser. We're not losers. We're doers. We're goers, and we're going to keep going. That is our mission on this planet. We're supposed to keep going. That's what God wants us to do. He put in us to be his inspiring children. That's the same as spreading the word out. We're supposed to spread about love to everyone. People don't do it. They don't hear it. They still stay in their own unbalanced world because they're not seeing and they're blocking what they should hear, but they're trying to block you out. Sometimes it ain't meant for that person to hear what you got to say yet. But in due time, God's going to open their eyes so they can see. He's going to unblock that blockage so they can hear, and then they're going to step up. I believe that. I really do.